I'm Zach. This is my cousin.
Nick, what's up, people?
I'm going to give you a quick version. It's mostly worth seeing.
I agree. I would definitely suggest you go see it. If you haven't ever seen the 80s Carpenter version, watch it before you watch this.
The story was a little rushed. The creatures were still awesome.
Yeah, it's visually...
But they were CG. That kind of takes away from it. But at the same time, they could do a lot more with it.
Yes, they could do exactly what they wanted instead of having the limitations of a puppet.
Yeah, and I'm still curious as to why all these Antarctic bases have flamethrowers.
And rifles and pistols and... I was actually thinking the same thing.
Okay, now we're getting depth here. Obviously a prequel to Carpenter's 80s movie. It's a lot faster than the first one, which kind of set me off a little bit. Because, I went in there, I'm like, oh man, everybody's going to expect this big action movie because of the trailer. And then they're going to be so disappointed with the character development and suspense and all that. It was the other way around.
That was paced rather well, actually. I didn't go in expecting the character development that the first film had, because I feel that it's a prequel and it needs to grab attention, and you don't want too much character development because you know that the characters aren't going to be in the second one. You're there to see the action. Plus, you
want to see the pieces click together.
Yeah, you want to see the story, the beginning of the story, not the meat of the story. You get that in the second one. You want the boom, grab your attention, like, cover of the story.
Yeah. So in terms of, like, action horror, very well done. I don't think I got scared too often.
No, there was definitely a couple startle you, but there wasn't any of that, like, you have that fear growing in your gut for what's going to happen next.
I was hoping they'd reveal a little more mystery on the aliens. But didn't really get a whole lot of that.
Yeah, it didn't give much background on alien origin or anything, so...
There's still a lot we don't know about the Thing.
Oh, there's tons. I mean...
The whole crew for that spaceship could have been the Thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Thing could be absolutely nothing what you saw in this movie, like the true organism that is the Thing.
Yeah.
So that's they leave that wide open. So I mean, I like that mystery there.
I think that's a big part of the mythology.
Yeah.
Music was a little disappointing to me.
It left me wanting there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could tell from the acting, this is how I think they feel, but when that music is there, you almost can absorb the feeling that they have on screen.
Sound effects were pretty awesome. Not like anything you haven't heard before, but
no, yeah,
well placed. One of the guys was turning in the first one. They thought it was him, but then he just turns around and goes... Oh. They used that like probably 5-6 times, and I just loved it each time. It keeps it consistent.
Yeah, it does. It's not like they're going to completely change what's in the new movie.
I knew this going in. I was going to be disappointed at the lack of practical puppet effects.
Yes.
Just about everything was CG. They might have had like 2 practical props.
I agree. There was mainly all the creatures you saw were CG. I do agree that I like seeing a better mixture of CG and puppetry.
Biggest advantage they had, pretty much cut out suspense and like tension.
Yes.
So whenever a twist did come, you're like,
yeah,
it's a little more surprising.
It was a real in your face.
Yeah, they added a really nice touch.
The inorganic material that
the
thing can't reproduce plays a huge part in identifying who may be a creature and who may not be a creature.
But yeah, I really like the new test they made.
Open your mouth!
If you want to know if I'm ever me, I have internal braces.
I don't have any tattoos.
I picked that one up.
He picked that one up. Awesome idea. The Thing shouldn't, in theory, be able to recreate a tattoo because the tattoo would be inorganic matter.
I was like, well, someone's going to figure out to do the blood test at the Petri dish.
Yeah, I mean...
Then you would have been disappointed if they did that.
Yeah.
They definitely leave room for more.
Yeah.
Because for anyone that didn't know, there was a little game in 2002 called The Thing. which was actually a sequel to Carpenter's Thing. I think the prequel might have actually set that up as well.
Yes.
Just in case they want to keep this mythology going. Because this is where the Thing kind of has a disadvantage with like the aliens and Predator, is it has to stay in one setting pretty much.
Yes, it does. I mean,
so they they really have to branch out. That's about all they can really do.
Yeah, there was plenty of action. I mean,
it's hell of an entertaining movie.
If they made this as a standalone movie, I think it would need more character development, but I think it would do fine.
When they first dug the Thing up and brought him into the base, everybody was like really happy, energetic, having a party. And I was thinking, oh man, this is gonna be a lot worse than the first one, where it didn't even seem like anybody even liked each other. Yeah. It's like these guys, like, they're all pals.
Yeah,
basically.
Exactly.
And then you was waiting to see some heartbreaking moments, I think. Everybody was really quick to pick up what the Thing was.
Yeah.
And the first one, it was a lot more like, not everybody even caught on.
Well, you gotta think, they found the ship. They knew that it wasn't from this planet.
They have more insight
into the creatures. Whereas in the second one, they find this thing laying in the snow. Yeah. That could explain why they're a lot more accepting of the whole, this is an alien from another planet.
If they didn't do the credit sequence, it would have been a little bit lower.
Oh, I agree there 100%.
The one ending was just a little way too abrupt.
Yes, it was very done. But then the credits had a whole new... Yeah. Probably go with a 3.5.
I was leaning on 4.
Were you?
Then you brought up the character development again. That's like the only thing I was lacking. When people died, there was really no emotional investment
to it. Yeah, investment, attachment.
So 3.5. I thought you had a tattoo on your wrist. It's just a generally good idea to keep a flamethrower on you at all times.